Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. It's Sovereign Saturday. Have a sovereign mindset at every location, And what do I mean when I say that? Well, I originally was going to say globally, but I think every location matters because you don't necessarily have to travel, though that's included in every location, but it could just be in certain environments. Because one of the observations I've made in life, I made this as a young man. You ever be around that guy who, when he's with his group, he's the alpha, he's the boss dude, he's intelligent, he's taking over, but you put him in another environment and it's like, yes, sir, and all of that. And I'm like, dude, if you're gonna act like you the boss here, you need to act like you the boss there. And this don't necessarily mean bossing people around, but it means you still walk with your head up. You still walk the same way no matter what environment you're in, no matter where you go. And yes, this could be globally. This could be in certain neighborhoods. And I've seen this racially. I've seen this with, you ever see that brother, that black man, when he in the hood or he around other black people, he's like, yeah, he's the man, he's the boss. But then you put him around some white people, people of other races, he's got his head down and he's not as assertive. I'm like, that's some bullshit. You're going to talk shit here. You're going to act like you're the man here. Act like it there. And that's a great example. But then there's also, and that can go with any racial group. Or here's another example, class. You ever see that person, when they're among their class, they big and tough. But then when they get around maybe a higher social class, they get real quiet, all of that stuff. I'm like, well, shoot, if you're going to have your head up in one environment, have it up in the other. Even in situations you're not as familiar, you can still, in a sovereign way, just ask some questions. Because the thing with sovereignty is about yourself and how you carry yourself. You don't bow to any man. You don't hold another man up as better. The most you doing as a sovereign, you can learn something from another man or someone else, and you can be humble while you do it, but you still can keep your head up. You can still be like, no, and if you can still keep, stick to your values and principles, and you can still call somebody on some stuff. Like using that, both the racial example and the class example. I've seen some dudes who were maybe from a lower social class, and you put them around some guys who supposedly got all this money and power, and they talking just the same. Like, I knew this brother, rest his soul, Big Steve. In fact, he's the one I got that My Bad story from originally. Yeah, it really happened. But Steve, he worked as... he was a clerk at a book stand on 17th and K, right across the street from Farragut West Park. That right next to the metro station, indeed. And supposedly this is a lowly position, supposedly a clerk, and then he was a black man. But yet you had men of other positions, higher positions, men with connections to the White House, attorneys, CPAs, executives. They come in there and he talked to everybody the same. He talked to a homeless person the same, because even though he was a clerk at this place, people called it Steve's, because he pretty much ran that place. He would talk to a homeless person with the exact same tone, intonation, look him in the eye as he would a CEO. Because he had a sovereign mindset. He really did. He had a sovereign mindset, despite technically it was like just a modest position. And he actually made more money. He had a lot going on. That's a whole other conversation. But no matter who it was, he spoke to them the same way, including some I'll just say some famous names. He spoke to them the same way he would speak to that person outside begging, or that criminal or something. because he had a sovereign mindset no matter where he went. He was a take charge type of guy, you know, rest his soul. But that's how you have to be, because when you are sovereign, as a man, when you are sovereign, that means you feel good about yourself. You can stand on your own 2 feet. You don't hold another human being above you. That's why even here on this channel, y'all notice I use the word supporters, but it's very, very rare I use the word follower, because I don't hold myself above anybody. Because if you're sovereign, you can choose to listen to what I say, but I'm not some guru. I'm not some guru. I just have information that you might not have, or I might be confirming. Because if you're listening to me, that means you got your own shit. And you might have something I need to listen to. And I'm not going to like put you on a pedestal for it. We can just exchange information. So that's how you got to have that mindset no matter where you are. You can't bow your head nowhere. If you go to other countries, like, you know, there's a big movement about the passport brother thing, right? As a man, no matter where you go, you still hold your head up the same way. Even if they can't speak the language. You can't speak the language, but a true sovereign man in the middle of Asia is going to recognize a true sovereign man who's in a poor area in South America. Because they both holding themselves up a certain way. They still carrying themselves with a certain pride, respect, with a power. And you just got to have that mindset no matter where you at. No matter where you at. You know? And it's not about what type of clothes you wear or anything like that. You know, not even about status, because nobody, when people see you, they don't know what you do. All they can tell is from your body language how you carry yourself, how you speak. That's all they can tell. You know? Like I said, Big Steve, rest his soul, he only had an 8th grade education. He had CEO, he would talk to a CEO, talk down, celebrity, like people connected to, this was the Clinton years, connected to the Clinton White House, the same exact way he would talk to a homeless person, because he was very sharp himself mentally, you know? So you gotta have that sovereign mindset no matter what, no matter what, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going, no matter where you at. You have to walk and stand tall no matter where, all right? So that's all I have for today, and I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and many blessings. Stay sovereign, keep rising. Peace.